Fit like Abdi, Danny Min here, and welcome back to another episode of Transport Fever 2 Around the World in Time. Today we're going to have a ride along on board Sans Pereil here, and we're going to run the Bolton and Leigh Railway from Bolton to Liverpool. So let's jump on board. So the last time we did a sort of run around, sort of outside the train and sort of looked around as the train was sort of rolling past, etc, etc. Now we're doing it this way. I need to add a fence in there. I've just realised that. I was going to add a fence and then I completely forgot, which is absolutely something I would do. I quite like this area over here to the left, although I need desperately to fix this area over here. I wonder as well if Bolton actually crosses the river here, because it's quite a large place. We'll have to wait and see. I need some sort of road or something out to that signal box, because it's just, you know, out in the middle of nowhere. But yeah, it'll be a nice little run back to Liverpool, and then what we'll do is on the way back we'll change it to the sunset mod, and then we'll run back to Bolton. I don't know how long this will take. I have no idea. This is the first time actually running on the line, apart from the last episode and a sort of a test train that I launched before the last one. So yeah, this is it says Liverpool Victoria to Bolton Great Moor Street, but I don't think it is Victoria. I think it's something else. I think I need to go in and change that, and I'm pretty sure I said that in the last episode, but forgot to go in and change it. This wall at the left hand side is kind of small. I might make it larger. There we go, nice little area there. Oh, that house disappeared, did it? Or was it okay? So we're going past the farms, and then we're going to be going through the tunnel. I don't know if there's another train that follows Sans Pereil here. I think there is supposed to be something behind it, although I've not seen anything. But that's okay. We'll be fine. So through the tunnel, and then we will be heading for Atherton, or Atherley, as it was previously known, I believe. Yep, random tree clipping through the the tunnel there. Yep, classic Transport Fever 2 physics. Floating rock on the left hand side there, and one there. Yeah, I really wish that buildings and trees and rocks, etc., would conform to how terrain is shaped, rather than sort of being on a weird sort of level plane. But I'm sure I can fix it. There are a lot of floating rocks here. I kind of want to leave the rocks in, but I might just add some bushes around them, so it looks a bit better. Right, so we are hoping that Atherton over here sort of grows out in this direction. It looks like a few buildings on the left hand side actually have started to grow out here. Hopefully it can get something growing, some building occurring over the side. That would be totally fine. There's our glorious Sans Pereil there, so looking good. Let's move forward just a touch. Right, heading for Leigh Central. Yeah, so the town is there, so it will build out there eventually, and it should be all good. Ooh, that was a horrible piece of track back there. I don't know why that is like that, because all of this was basically leveled out before starting the build. That building there is sort of phasing in and out of existence, so that's new. That's something that's never happened before. We've not seen any other trains in passing, so I think all of them are currently in front of us, which may be bad. It may be bad when we hit the main line where there's a lot of traffic. It might be a real stop-start service. Oh yes, the train in front is literally just in front. But here we go though. We're at Leigh Station. Very nice. Got the church there. Looks good. We've got Miller's Hut or Nut. I'm going to say Hut. Henry's General Store. What's on the left? Nothing. Lady in Cart. Now the train feels normal going at double time speed, but the wagons on the roads do look kind of weird. Unfortunately. There we go though, nice windmill. That is a windmill, but it's powered by the mill that is connected to the river that heads down there. So there we go, there's a little mill building just behind there. I don't think we'll actually see the wheel of destiny. Nah, too many trees. You've added too many trees there. There we go, nice house, nice windmills. I love the windmills. Said it before many times, I shall say it again. Now I do see clouds of smoke ahead of us, which is bad. It depends how well I've signalled up this section of the railway. It looks like I've signalled it up pretty good actually, because they are going to be gone in just a minute. It looks like we don't have to stop, but we will probably have to stop once we get onto the main line. And then we'll probably see pretty soon the first service. Now we need to cross over here. It is allowing us to cross over, which is really nice. There we go. But are we going to be able to go straight on the main line? Apparently we are. Well, that's good. We could not have hoped for a better outcome than that. There we go. So heading for Newton Bridge Station. Yeah, we should pass on to the right hand side platform here, so it shouldn't really... Okay, we're stuck. I was just going to say it shouldn't really be an issue, but it may be an issue. Oh well, what is happening over here? That's one of my buses. This post box seems really small. Or is it the fire hydrant is just bigger? Hello people. Hello there, Rocket. On the Liverpool to Manchester main line. Yeah, now you need to push over. So this train here on the right hand side is part of our... Yeah, you're part of our Bolton and Leigh railway, because you've got the different coloured wagons. Okay, we've got 3 of 4 on board, which is pretty good actually. It's taking time for the buses and stuff to sort of embed themselves in. And people eventually over beside the Bolton to Leigh section will want to ride on this train. There's a freight train. Very nice. A Northumbria freight train. Right, I need to get rid of that grass in the middle because it upsets me greatly. There will be another train that heads out that way at some point. Hello man who works for me. This line goes somewhere as well, round the Horseshoe Bridge, which I'm looking at now, and it does not look flat. There's the St Helens and Runcorn Gap Railway. Goes down that way. We've not finished that yet. That is a ways away from being finished, the St Helens and Runcorn Gap Railway. We'll get it done eventually. As soon as that is done, we'll be moving on to a different map. We'll add a little bit more freight and stuff in here. We'll get the Samson classes, etc. up and running. We'll get the 040 Edward Bury variants for their freight trains. We'll get them up and running on a couple of lines as well. We'll do the St Helens and Runcorn Gap, and then we'll push off to another location, and we'll come back to the Manchester map later once we have more trains to sort of add on to it. Okay, so hello cows. As we head over, we're past St Helens, right? No, that's the St Helens and Runcorn Gap Railway that goes over there. Yeah. Because I needed it to stop at St Helens and then sort of push away, and I wanted it to go down past the riverside. So when it's ready, it will actually go that way. Okay, into platform 2 here, where there is a phenomenal amount of people waiting. None of them for this train though. This is shared with the Liverpool and Manchester Railway, and these two platforms at the other side will be available for the St Helens and Runcorn Gap, which will actually join onto this mainline before heading down to Runcorn. But we'll get that done. There's a cactus there. Nice. Native British cactus. Right, I do see plumes of smoke in front of me. But as we know, at least one train from the Bolton and Leigh Railway has actually passed us on the way back. So that's good. I don't think we stop here. I think we just keep going. Yeah, these people all want to go on the Liverpool-Manchester section. Oh, bush. Oh, I've not. I don't think I've placed enough signals here. I think what it is potentially this train in front of us is quite slow. I think it's one of the Buries. I don't think it has the sort of top speed that some of the other trains do. There you go. There's a pond or a lake or something. There's our castle ruins. There's our signal box with man and cart. Yeah, so the St Helens and Runcorn Gap Railway will head down that way. That'll be where that goes once the time comes. And everything will just proceed down this way to Liverpool or off to Manchester. There we go, there's another train. So you are Liverpool and Manchester line. We don't stop here in this area. There are floating barrels and stuff over there. Windmill. So some of these buildings seem to be floating in midair, but I'm pretty sure I've cleared most of the trees from this line. Yeah, I need to go back and clear trees and stuff again. Well, that sucks. Over there to the right hand side is where the quarry is, the Huyton Quarry. So we'll absolutely get that up and running as well. And I've got a neat little idea to get that up and running and run some the horseway trams, but actually run them on the road and have them carry freight from Liverpool Harbour up to the construction goods factory that is built up there. Right, now we're coming into the first of sort of placed towns that are not manually built. And I don't think we stop here at Gateacre. Yeah, Gateacre. Not Gatoracre. Gateacre. Excuse me, sir. Yeah, you need to clear the tracks, thank you. And we're stopped again. Right, so only two trains have actually passed us on the Bolton and Leigh Railway, or the Bolton and Leigh line that heads to Liverpool. So that means the rest of them are still pretty much just ahead of us. I'm hoping that the others can clear this area and get rolling. I mean, there's a lot of smoke and steam up ahead. It looks like a fire. The signals are apparently letting us go. Yeah, this is an AI building that's built with a bush that's basically on the track. Hello, people. That's a Planet class for the Liverpool-Manchester Railway. Yeah, it looks like that the back of that train is on fire. Oh, here's something though. Here's a buddy class. Now he's just sort of waiting to get in. Oh wow, that train looked pretty full actually, which was kind of cool. Yeah, this is caused by an AI building that is built in there. That is the problem there. Under the bridge. And we are stopped once more. Whoa, there's some crazy artifacting going on there. But we are maintaining a solid 64 frames per second, which is nice. We'll see how that holds up with the old Sunset mod installed. But what I'll do is, before we actually record the next section, I'll give the train on its way back a bit of space, a bit of breathing room, so we're not just stop-start all the time. Although it is letting us pass through there. It is letting us pass through here, which is nice. Down to the left is the train works. So our train works are down to the left there. You can sort of see some of the roofs, the warehouse buildings. I'm hoping that the city grows in there and fills that space out. It may or may not do so, we just don't know. Hello, other planet class it looked like. And here is another train. That's the Lancashire Witch, or our makeshift Lancashire Witch. And here we are reporting to Liverpool, Crown Street. Ah, so it is Liverpool Crown Street we're going to. Okay, so I need to rename this line. That'll be fine though. So it looks like there's already a train in there. Oh yeah, there is. On its merry way. And then the other train goes in. We can move forward up to the next zone. But then we have to stop and wait. Which will be fine. That'll be okay. Right, so we stop and wait. Yeah, the other train station is over there to the right hand side. There we go. A few trams rolling around. I don't see any trains heading in. I thought there may have been one or two trains stuck behind us. But the Sans Pereil is a decent mover, so that shouldn't be an issue. Right, so this Bury class is going to head out. Hello, my friend. There you go. And then we head in. Excellent. Hello, horse. Although there's the coach works. Yeah, everything is like rendering in really slowly. I don't know why. Everything sort of looks weird, like that clock looked weird. Right, so what we'll do is, we shall pause it here. Now what I'll do is, I want you to stop. Just for the moment. I want a bit of breathing room. There is a train there, the North Star. It's a freight train. So it doesn't stop anywhere. So I'm happy to let that go. You don't stop for some time either. So what we'll do is we'll come back at, not at night time, but we'll come back at sunset. And this will be the final service for today for Liverpool Crown Street to Bolton Great Moor Street. That is the plan. Okay, so we are back. I've left out a little gap, so we'll get you rolling. The Sunset mod has been installed, so everything looks nice and sort of, in some places it looks really bright and warm, and then it's like shadowy later, which I think is really cool. So we're going to jump back on Sans here, and we'll get rolling back to Bolton and Leigh Railway. As I just said, I left a gap so that the other two trains in front could sort of clear away, but made sure this train was released before the next train on the Liverpool to Manchester route sort of gets going, because we don't really want that. We don't want to be stuck behind that, because that literally stops everywhere in front of where we are actually going, so we don't want that. Okay, here it is. It's Wildfire. Wildfire was the train I was waiting for, and here it goes, passing through here. So that's fine. So we know that we're not going to be stuck behind Wildfire. Right, so long there, Wildfire. And off we go. I must say, I do love the Skybox mods. They look really good, especially like the shadowing and stuff. And who's this? It's a freight train. Probably the actual Northumbrian. He is carrying, or should be carrying, mail. The mail actually does work. So that's at least something. Yay. But off we go. Next stop is St Helens Junction. We should have a pretty clear run in front of us. Now, the only thing that can slow us down is perhaps that the freight service in front of us, or the other Bolton and Leigh railway train in front of that, gets held up by a Liverpool-Manchester railway train, because it's literally stopping everywhere. If not, then we are golden, and we should be able to cruise to victory, quite literally, without stopping, which would be nice. There we go, signals clipping into the wall there, as they do in real life. I need to rework this bit. This was my first attempt at building something like this, and I found it extremely difficult to get the walls level. And then, because I wanted the cities to grow on their own naturally and sort of build up in this area, it did not work out as well as one intended. But it's okay. When it comes to a point, what I will start to do is build out the railways as they are today. That's what I'll do. I'll be able to go onto Google Maps. I might do that maybe after 1850. So we'll look for historical railways, but then we'll go onto Google and find out where the real life train is today. And then we can change this. All I have to do is change the scenery, maybe update some of the buildings and make them newer, etc. Build out the stations to look like their real life counterparts nowadays. But until then, we're just going to work away with this sort of weird landscaping that I've got going on here. But yeah, this took a long time, because this was my first attempt at high detailing, and it's such a large map. But I'm glad that it's kind of, I don't really have to add much. I still have to build a coal mine and a clay pit. Those are things I have to do. Now, we're not going to go crazy and build things like computers and weird stuff like that, but we will build end goods, and I'll set the Edge Hill Train Works up as a sort of industry that wants to accept the things that we are going to make, which will be nice, and hopefully it will work. Yep, plenty of trains on the... Oh, that's a Bolton and Leigh railway train. Oh, so there was a train behind us. That's interesting. Hello there, coachman. You have to wait for us. There we go. That's another branch off down to the Runcorn. We've got the Widnes. Yeah, I need to build a little railway out there. We can do that. That is not out of the realms of why we stopped. We should not be stopped. The train in front should be way ahead by now. I can actually see the steam from the train ahead. So that ain't exactly magical. There we go. There's our beautiful castle ruins. Very nice. The weird little pond thing down there. Some birds up in the sky. It'll be cool when we get some planes and stuff flying overhead. That'll be cool. That's a long way off. Unfortunately, I see mods in the workshop and it's like, oh man, when was this thing made? And it's like 1860, and it's like, wow, I must be so close to being able to use that because the game starts at 1850. Then I realized that we've literally gone back in time even further to about we started at 1801 for the Penny Darren. The Penny Darren, the Catch Me Who Can, and what was the very first one? Oh god, I've forgotten. What was the very first train? So it was built by Richard Trevithick. Catch Me Who Can was his third train. Penny Darren was his second train. And I literally can't remember the name of the first, which will haunt me till the day I die. It's gonna pop into my head momentarily. I'm still sad that I'm stuck behind this freight train. I was kind of hoping that he would have cleared and moved on another line by now. The Colebrook Dale, 1801. That was Richard Trevithick's first train, and that was in 1801. So we went way back in time. But we're getting there. We'll soon be at 1850. We'll be able to start using the standard in-game stuff, which will be nice, and we'll be able to throw them on their appropriate maps, appropriate countries and areas. There we go. There is the beautiful sunset, palm tree sunset right there. That's it. It's a thumbnail. A palm tree growing just off the station in an industrial area at St Helens Junction, as it was meant to be. Right, there's so many people that want to go to Liverpool. Why? Oh man, 5 people got off, but only 1 person got on the train. Does no one want to go to Bolton? I will make it so that you want to go to Bolton. What we'll do is, because I think this would be kind of interesting, is at some point we'll remove all the old school trains and we'll throw something like maybe a class 150 or something on the line and see how it looks travelling back in the old days. Because I think it'll look pretty cool actually. Before we jump on to the next area. In the next area, it's not going to be a lot for me to build out, and then we'll be using the Invicta, which was another Stevenson's loco. Then after that's done, the world is basically our oyster. We can go to Belgium, we can go to Russia, we can go to America. We will go to these places and build out their lines and their first ever trains. We can go to Germany, we can go to France. There are so many places we can go to. We've also got the broad gauge Great Western Railway stuff from this sort of 1830s era. But then after that, the mods, the really early mods for sort of pre-1850 will run dry. And then we'll be on to the 1850 stuff. And that's what it's basically all about. If there's no mod for a train or a historic line, then we're not going to build that out because we don't have the train for it. So there will literally be periods where there's gaps, huge gaps, and like we'll build out the Belgium line and we'll get the patentee rolling on there, and I can't remember what they named the patentee for that first Belgium railway, but we'll get that built. But then we may not return to Belgium for some time because there's maybe not other trains on the workshop that were built in Belgium and ran on Belgium railways. I know that a lot of Central European countries did import a large amount of steam trains from the UK. So we can absolutely build lines and fill them out with those sort of trains. But there are certainly countries where the trains for those countries or vehicles have been neglected. I guess if you're a... there's a guy on the workshop just now who is modding trains for Yugoslavia. And I think he did trains for Croatia and Poland maybe as well. I think, I could be wrong. But his work is really good. So you could actually build out a entire Yugoslavian railroad map, and all the trains you could ever want is there because this man has modded them, and the models themselves are fantastic. I've actually downloaded a couple of them and played around them. They look really good. They work fantastically. So unless you have someone, I'm assuming that person is maybe from that area or grew up in that sort of area and is familiar with those trains, and that he was maybe building out his own map of his home country or his hometown, city, and needed to mod in those trains in order to get a more authentic experience. If you've got people like that and there's someone doing trains for every single country, by all means, you could do an entire around the world playthrough with every country, and you would have models and assets, vehicles to use, and it wouldn't look out of place because that's where they're supposed to be in the world. But it just depends. It only depends if people are doing that. If someone is not doing that, then you're at the mercy of someone taking a fancy to, I quite like the way this vehicle looks, modding it and then popping it onto the workshop. But we'll just have to wait and see. I mean, I am running way behind schedule. I expected to be way further than this on Transport Fever, on this series. And now that I've got a bit more free time, we'll start to hopefully ramp up some of the goings-ons, get some more episodes done. Maybe rattle off a few short railways in different countries as well, which will be nice, and then progress through space and time to the present day, which is so far away. And when you look at some of the mods, like, you could build an entire United Kingdom railway sector, because literally almost every single train from the steam era to present day has been modded and is in the workshop. So you could do that. As I've figured out though, it takes a great length of time to build out sort of massive areas of a map. Like, this took me ages, and all I've literally done is added some scenery just to where you can see from the train. See that house over there, way in the background, and like those trees, those windmills? Nothing has been added over there because it's not near the track. So at a quick glance, you don't realise that there's nothing there. You're more focused on everything that is in the foreground. That's the way games like Train Sim World, Train Simulator, Euro Truck, simulation games, they only detail areas around the area that you're going to be operating in. There's no point detailing an entire world if the player only sees about 5% of that world. Just detail the 5% that they actually see. And that is the way it is done. Except if it's a game like, Flight Simulator, where basically the whole world has has to be recreated because a player can take a plane and fly it anywhere in the world they so choose. Now, if it's somewhere they've never been before, it's not going to matter what it looks like. If it's an area that they know well and it doesn't look the same as it's going to look in real life, then they're going to criticise the game harshly. I mean, I don't know why. One of the comments I saw after Flight Simulator was some guy had taken a plane from, I think it was some airport down south, and he lived in Surrey, and he put his street and a picture of his house up in the comment, and then a picture of the house from Flight Sim, and it was like, yeah, this house looks nothing like my real life house. And it's like, bro, they're not gonna detail every single house on planet Earth. They're just generic buildings that are keyed to spawn in once you sort of get close to them, in a relatively close order to where buildings are placed in real life. They're not gonna detail your house, the tile that's missing from the top of your roof, the trampoline you have in your back garden, your red Vauxhall Corsa that's sitting in your driveway. That's not how it works. But in this, you only detail what you can see from the railways. To detail out the entire map, even just by adding forest and a ton of farms here and there, etc., would take forever. But we're not going to go too crazy with stuff like that. Right, so we've actually caught up in the train in front. It's not a big deal. Not a big deal at all. It is a slightly slower train. It is stealing work from this train though, because there ain't going to be anybody waiting for this train, because the train in front has literally just left the station. Oh yeah, all the Bolton and Leigh railway trains are stuck on one section of track. There we go. Very nice. Right, are we clear though? Is this other train going to get into Bolton and get out before we get in? Who knows? And I also need a screenshot. It's going to have to be a nice screenshot of Sans Pereil here, because it's an awesome mod. Very well done. Another one of Steve M4's. Right, here we go. Right, so we've got a horrible bit at the right hand side that I've not done anything with yet. This pretty bad as well. I quite like that little area that heads up around there. But yeah, this needs to be fixed. That all needs to be sort of lowered and just, look better. But we are pretty much in the vicinity. So there we go, Sans Pereil, looking great. And what were you? Who were we stuck behind? You are Bury 220. Hello, my friend. Uh-oh, somebody's died. North Star and Majestic are having some sort of fight to the death. Wait, hold on. I fixed this. This should not happen. I placed the signal. Oh, what? I put... Oops. My bad. Right, you turn around. Go. Right, go back behind this signal here. This is where you're supposed to stop. Right, push pause. Turn you around. You're going to have to stop there. And this signal here should not exist. Dink. Goodbye. Okay, yay. Right, back to my Sans Pereil. Where are you? There you are. So you've made it into Bolton and are now exiting. Awesome. But yeah, there we go. A ride on board the Bolton and Leigh Railway. We'll be doing some freight next, and then we'll do some freight as I sort of complete the St Helens Runcorn Gap Railway. Once that's done, as I said, we shall continue forward and move to a different area. And I'm actually excited to do that. The maps are pretty much ready to go. I have been messing about with like terrain height and sea levels and stuff, so it's not massively dumb. But I'll have to wait and see. Eventually I'll have done so much of these that I will get it. I will know every time I load a map, import a map from Transport Fever, whether it's going to be good or not. But there we go. Let's leave it there for that episode. As always, if you did watch this and you would like to leave a like, comment, or dislike, please feel free to do so. And if there's more you would like to see in the future, then hit that subscribe button. But I've been Danny Man. This has been Transport Fever 2, Around the World in Time, and I will catch you later. If you don't know why I keep pausing it here, it's because I'm trying to find a nice screenshot. This might do. But that's been it for me, and I will catch you later.